One of the things that Dennis Gartman is famous for saying is that good traders are impatient with losing trades and very patient with winning trades, which is the opposite of what most people do. Our guest today is Hubert Centers to talk about that. So Hubert, how can I hold on to my winners for longer to make more money?
It is a great question. It is one of the hardest things in the world to do. The only possible way that I've figured out, the secret to doing it, is I place a trade, then I place a stop, and I leave an open target on it, and then I leave the computer screen. That's the only way I've figured out without messing with it in order to take myself out of a profitable trade. Because I don't know about you, but I never get smarter once I'm in a trade. I almost always make the worst possible decision I can once I'm in a trade. So best thing for me to do is just leave it alone.
All right, now you said an open profit target. What if it hits a nice profit and then comes back down and you're not there?
Well, I mean, that's one thing. So at least you have the stop loss, but that's the double-edged sword. It depends on if you're trading an E-mini that kind of runs stops in reverse, or if you're trading something that trends well. It's going to depend, but that's a problem with the strategy, or the downside. In order to be in a big move that's going to take you up, you're going to have to leave that stop there and just see if you either get stopped out or if you get that massive target hit.
All right, and then let's talk about that target, because if you leave it open initially, at some point you got to decide when's enough. So where do you kind of look for that?
If you're trading intraday futures and stuff like that, try to hold it to the close, because a lot of intraday traders, it's hard enough to make a profit as a day trader. If you can just open up your mind a little bit and say, hey, I'm just going to hold on to it for the next 1 to 3 days, you'll be surprised that you'll be already in a market, so you're not dealing with big gap ups and big gap downs. You're already in that move. And then if you get a big gap up or a big gap down, then it's a gift, and now you have the hard decision: do I cut it loose or do I hold on to it a little bit longer?
What about the idea of scaling out, taking half off?
I'm a big believer in scaling out, especially on index futures. I go all in and I scale out half, quarter. And what I do is within 3/4 of the trade position, I always do it mechanically. The last quarter, I'm always swinging for the fences and trying to hold on to it as long as I possibly can.
You let that last quarter go all the way to your stop?
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes I will. It's just a double-edged sword. I don't want to tighten up the stop so tight to where it's like a leash with a dog around my legs and tangle me up and trip me up. So I have to loosen it up a little bit in order for it to take advantage of some of the market gyrations and give it a chance to actually grow.
All right. Hubert, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
You're watching the MoneyShow.com video network.